Hey, what's up guys, John here. Regardless of what happens in November, America is going to get flipped on its head. Former President Donald Trump has just announced a radical policy that's right in line with, even if he doesn't win, what's going to happen.
New proposal from former President Trump
to put a cap on credit card interest rates.
So there's basically no out. This is where consumers are going to be headed. This is where consumer lending is going. Credit card companies, banks, everybody's paying attention to this. Look at this video in case you haven't seen this. Donald Trump, right here. Listen.
And to help amend credit card debt under the Kamala Harris economy, we will have a temporary 10% cap on credit card interest rates because they're paying 20 and 25% and they're getting decimated. So it'll be a temporary 10% cap.
10% cap. Now, many people say that's great. We need it. We need to bring down the interest rates on credit cards because these companies are loan sharks, like the modern day mob. With some of these interest rates they're charging, some would argue.
Credit card interest rates are now at historic highs, and there's growing concern more and more people will fall into debt.
But when you look at what this would actually mean for these credit card companies, their default rates are skyrocketing. Almost 10% of borrowers are behind on their bills. This is good borrowers, 800, 850 almost credit scores, over 9%, right? So when you're seeing defaults at 9, almost 10%, when you factor in subprime, it's probably closer to 14 or 15%, they can only charge 10% interest rates. Think about this. Would you lend money if 14 out of 100 people will not pay you back and you're capped at a 10% interest rate? No, you'd be in business to lose money. That's exactly what's going to happen. And when you look at these policies and you see exactly where consumers are, you'll realize what is coming in the next 3 to 6 months. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how this is going to unfold. Please hit the like button when you do. YouTube will share the content, educate more people about what's really happening in the U.S. economy. Now, I've made many bold predictions in the past. Most have come true, and I hope this does not. But I don't see a way out because both candidates are saying the same exact thing. Here, you have Yahoo News saying they're going to take on banks. They're going to take on these fees. We're walking into something really big here. Look at this. In July, a report on the fall of Denver and the fall of Ohio, 2 months before the media. In 2023, I predicted federal rent control would come and food price controls would come to combat inflation. The White House is now working to make both of these law.
Passed the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food.
My incredible team provides tomorrow's news today. Only 30% of all viewers are subscribed. If you subscribe, the algorithm will reward the channel and we can expand and grow and hire more researchers. Thank you for simply clicking the red button to subscribe to the channel. Now on to the video. So Trump suggests capping annual credit card interest rates to 10%, but critics fear price controls. Price controls, right? I mean, many people thought that if he wins, it's going to be a different outcome. Now, that doesn't look like that's at all what's going to happen. It doesn't look like that is at all what's going to happen. Former President Donald Trump limiting annual credit card interest rates to a maximum 10%. Now, just for context, there is no federal regulation on the maximum interest rates that an issuer can charge you, according to Bankrate.com. So right now, they're unregulated. They can charge 50%, 100% interest rates if they wanted to, right? And if they bring this 25% or 30% interest rate down to 10%, you could just imagine what these credit card companies will do. They're going to look at the entire profile of whom they're lending money to. And if they're seeing customers that are risky, that don't pay off their balances in full at the end of every statement cycle, what are they going to do? They're going to slash credit limits. That's what's going to happen. And what I think will happen after that is there will be a stimulus package. There will be some type of assistance that's going to be going out to the millions of people that need it. And this is where we're going. This is the new normal. This is the new America. It says while working Americans catch up, we're going to put a temporary cap on credit card interest rates to a rowdy crowd of about 16,000 people. While outlining his economic plan, we're going to cap it on 10%. We can't let them make 25 and 30%. Well, you have Kamala saying the same exact thing, saying that Kamala hit the campaign trail this week, and her speech at a rally in Atlanta, Georgia, made it clear that she's interested in continuing many of the Biden administration's policies regarding big business, and she's going to bring down credit card fees from $32 to $8, and they're going after banks as well for insufficient funds fees and so forth. But look at where consumers are. Household debt increased moderately in Q2 2024. This is according to the NewYorkFed.org. Then here, U.S. credit card delinquency rates hit levels not seen in 12 years. Same thing here. Credit card delinquency is not seen in 12 years. But when you look at where consumers are and you look at the trend, where it's all headed, it's shocking. Delinquency is increasingly in the cards for maxed out borrowers. Now, look at the dates here. January 1, 2019 to January 1, 2020. The average credit card balance was $4,560. Now, 1 year later, from January, this is January 1, 2020 to January 1, 2022, it's $6,194, right? $6,194. In Alaska, it's as high as $8,000 for Alaska, but national average, $6,194. Then January 1, 2021 to January 1, 2022, $6,973. So it's notching up 10, 15% a year. Then where we're at right now, the average in for August, they say is $63.92 here. However, for CBS, they're saying $7,951. USA Today is saying $8,674, right? Everything is notching up. Consumers are tapped out to the likes of which we've never before seen. Here, 1.2 million Americans became subprime borrowers in the past year. The number approaching 50 million. So if you have this massive growth with subprime borrowers, people behind on their bills, if you're a lender and you're going to see your returns capped, what are you going to do? You're going to lend money to these people? No, you're not. You're going to pull back dramatically. And so you think about this. People can't get access to credit. How are they paying the rent? How are they going to pay their student loan bills? How are they going to pay their auto loan bills? How are they going to pay personal loans and small business loans, right? We're going to see a massive contraction of credit, not just credit cards. A lot of people use credit cards for cash advances and they use it to kind of offset other expenses. But when this domino falls, all the other dominoes are going to get impacted. It's going to be a disaster. I mean, I just don't see a way around it. Unless a major policy change happens, I don't see a way around it. It says here that more Americans are falling behind on bills. This is, right here, it says about 8.9% of credit card balances fell into delinquency over the past year. May 14th, 2 months later, a few months later, right here. Now it's 9.1%, right? So over the past year, roughly 9.1%. So it's jumping dramatically in just a couple months. Then you look at where credit card borrowers are, the delinquency rates. Like imagine if you're a credit card company and you're lending in almost any state in America, because there's not one state with a delinquency rate as an average below 10%. Not one. I mean, the lowest that I'm seeing is 15% here. That's basically a 13%. I'm seeing a 13%, but everything else is 15 to 20. Some states are even higher, 25% for Texas, right? If you're a credit card company and your interest rates are capped at 10%, you know damn well you're not going to be lending to anyone unless they have A1 credit, unless they're super strong, they pay off their balances nonstop. I mean, like every week they're clearing out their balances. But if you're dealing with a borrower that has had late payments, that's behind on bills, just imagine, what would you do? You would cut credit lines. That's exactly what you would do. That's exactly what I think is going to be coming, regardless of the outcome for November. Here, and you look at what Goldman Sachs is doing. Goldman Sachs is soaring after it axed consumer banking. So you have Goldman Sachs completely pulling away from consumer banking. You have 48% of Americans are stressed out about the cost of their utility bills. And 1 in 5 are having trouble paying their bills on time. With a similar number, 19% haven't been late on at least one utility bill. 1 in 4, or 1 in 5 basically, behind on their bills, they're unable to pay. That's absolutely crazy. Over 29% of Americans in the top 100 metros in America are behind on at least one bill. So nearly half Americans struggling to pay their utility bills, according to NASDAQ. Nearly 20 million Americans behind on their utility bills as of last year. 20 million Americans. You have, even look, nearly 80% of Americans now see fast food as a luxury, survey says. When asked about their go-to for an easy meal, 56% they're making food at home. When asked about their go-to for an easy meal, 56% they're making. I mean, like, what I think is going to happen here is I believe we could see a major sell-off of stocks. We could see a sell-off of possibly crypto, of assets that are liquid, that they can sell and get cash, because if they can't access credit lines, what alternatives will they have? They're going to have to sell, right? And when you look at, what a lot of the smart money is doing, what are they doing? Are they buying right now? Or are they selling? Look at Jeff Bezos, look at Elon Musk, look at Mark Zuckerberg, look at Leon Black, look at Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase. You look at, the entire Walmart family, right? All of these mega billionaires, they're selling, they're unloading, right? I personally think that 2025 is going to be a year unlike anything we've ever lived before. This is what I think is going to happen. And I think they're getting ready, they're sitting on a mountain of cash for this because everything's probably going to be going on sale. And I would suggest the same for you. If you have credit card debt right now, this is the best time to look into a balance transfer credit card, a 0% interest credit card, because as these policies get basically rolled in and as they unravel, you're going to start to see credit lines tighten up, and a lot of these offers probably go away. So if you're paying 20 or 25% interest on a certain credit card and you could transfer that balance to a 0% card for 12 to 24 months, damn right that's a smart move. How do you lose on that? You just want to make sure that you're getting the right card, and you make sure you do your own research and pick the right card for you. Don't overspend and take out credit lines you don't need, but get out of high interest rate credit card debt right now if you can. What do you think about this entire situation? I believe credit scores are going to mean so much more in the future than ever before, because they're going to be looking at consumer profiles and they're going to be really cautious on whom they lend money to in the future. So if you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative or derogatory items in your credit report, go to greatcreditfast.com. That's greatcreditfast.com by clicking the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call with us for Monday, and I'll catch you next video.